The man who did indeed do that, and we're going to see and talk through the world final race which slipped through him as well, and you'll see exactly how and why it slipped through him. So let's welcome to the stage Gordon Moodie. So Gordon, take a seat. Just like quite a lot of the other drivers that we've had on stage from various classes this weekend, you're not just dressed in your overalls for fancy dress, you are taking part in the live action arena, and I hope that many of you have been over there to look at that, because it certainly is well worth seeing. But Gordon, how's it been going in general for you and for Brisca Formula 2 over there?
Yeah, it's been going really good, and we're getting a lot of sort of good interaction from all the fans that are going in there, so obviously we've got to behave a little bit and kind of get too stuck in, but it's been really good. You say stuck in because one thing I didn't allude to there in the introduction, of course it is the largest form of single-seat motorsport anywhere in Europe, but it is contact racing, and you are, to an extent, allowed to use the contact over there in all five. Yeah, we're allowed to kind of nudge and spin and get a little bit excited, but we've got to be respectful that obviously the stage that you're racing on, it's not permanent, so you've got to be respectful of the fans and all the people around about you. It's going really good.
Obviously you won the national points, and you're going to be presented with a prize for that in due course here on the stage, but the big one of the year is the World Championship, and that got away from you. And well, rather than you explain it, we'll talk about it afterwards. What we'll do, we'll watch that World Final race on the big screen and the screens right now. thought, when you talk me through this now, obviously you've gone through, and now really, what was your thinking on this? Was this, I've got to do this, and this was it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, really, you had one fair go, and then the back marker got in the way. I mean, we're just discussing really the back marker getting in the way there, really, with you. I mean, without wishing to go too far down the controversial route, I mean, obviously he did play a very big part in you and Rob Speak being able to get back together with each other there. I mean, obviously the shake hand, but that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, it's stock car race, it's contact. You were both trying to win the race. Neither of you were going to win it, I don't think, battling like that. But
I think looking at the race there, if I wasn't in the race, Rob would have walked it.
yeah,
And it would have been another golden world final one for him.
yeah.
Because I was in the race, I managed to catch him, put a bit of bumper work in. Probably the two fastest guys in the race ended up parked in the middle. And then that,
Really, that set up what we're about now to watch, really, and how these last few laps played out. Because if you haven't seen this before, this is pretty well immense stuff. There's the, without giving too much away, the eventual winner's just gone past, but the amount of bumper work that's going in out there really was ferocious stuff.
yeah, it was a proper race, and James Ryder really showed a lot of experience because there was a lot of champions round about him, and he managed to.
But here's, I mean, really without, I mean, here's George McMillan, who had got away very much like you and Rob Speak had in the first part of the race. And he was nicely clear, and it was luck just wasn't on his side, as we'll see. Because he's the best part of the length of the straight in the lead around the track there at Smeethart. This is the Smeethart track, which is down in the southwest between Taunton and Honiton on the Devon-Somerset border, for those that aren't sure. But George McMillan in the lead, and looking like he had it in his pocket.
Yeah, he did have it in his pocket, but what happens then is these other guys are racing hard for possession. And
Coming towards the sort of the mobile lines there now, see they're all tanking up and having their own race.
yeah, he's done really well to avoid that.
Yeah,
there.
as I say, he lost that one, and now this one here, here he goes again. This one was even closer, so it already survived twice, and there wasn't to be a third time. So we're now inside the last two laps of this World Final, and there has just, the Dutch driver has just been given a big hit, and there's George McMillan there now, has been taken out. The Dutch driver then ricochets into Jack Aldridge, who was running second, but now inside the last lap. So now here's the 1, 2, 3 going down the back straight for the last time. Neil Hooper is going in on Chris Burgoyne. James Ryder then nips through on the inside and wins. Now that is, if that was a Hollywood script, they would throw it back and say, come back again without saying anything so unbelievable.
It was a proper stock car race, and I think if Brisca hadn't been world champion before, I think he was cutting his wrist at losing by such a small margin. But
yes, we had Chris on the stage yesterday, and as I said at the time when I interviewed trackside after that particular race, I think he was the happiest runner-up I think I'd ever come across. Because usually, you know, drivers were second, I'm the first loser, I'm going to go and fight. But he seemed quite happy with that. But do you think that's perhaps because he had been world champion before?
I remember going back 8, 9 years, I was speaking to Chris, I think it was on perhaps an Isle of Man or somewhere, and I said to him, it's okay for you, you've been world champion, and he says, don't know whatever, you'll be a world champion, I will want to do, so it's really good to race against somebody like that in Scotland every week, because he's very competitive.
So that's obviously last year's World Final, an excellent race, some say the greatest World Final of all time, certainly ranks amongst them, and not just for Formula 2s, that's across any oval class. Really, getting back towards your season last year, obviously that's how the world got away from you. Yourself and Rob Speak, two of the greatest Formula 2 stock car drivers ever, and I suppose classic cases, you can't put two balls in the same field, and when we were battling like that, as you said just then, probably inevitable that you were going to end up wiping each other out. So really, the World Final this year is on your home track at Cowdenbeath. We're going to be meeting the promoters in a moment to talk a little bit more about that. But World Finals can swing either way, but really how do you rate your chances in the World Final? But, and also we're going to be talking about in a minute, you've got to get through the process of the qualifying rounds and then the semi-final itself, or semi-finals, which are on the very small shale track at Mildenhall.
Yeah, that's right. We've got to obviously do all these qualifying rounds, get enough points to get into the semi-final. But you're going to have a lot of guys that race on shale scoring big points, and they're going to be real quick around Mildenhall. So the guys that race predominantly on tarmac, they're going to have a job on their hands to get on that World Final grid.
It could produce a very much jumbled up grid, I would have thought.
Yeah, that's right, but we have to remember that we're a national formula. It's not a Brisca Formula 2 tarmac race.
Absolutely, yeah.
We race on both surfaces, and we really look to embrace the challenge and try and do as best as we can.
But, which leads me to two things. The first thing is obviously you won the world title back in 2006, which was at Mildenhall, so you've got fourth ball on there. The other thing is that you yourself haven't actually raced on shale for a couple of seasons. Is that by accident or design?
It's more just a case of logistically it's a lot easier just to concentrate on one surface coming from Scotland, and that surface being tarmac. But earlier on in my career when I used to race shale and tarmac regularly, probably the happiest times in my racing, because no disrespect to the guys that race tarmac, but the shale racers, because you're more prone to having a crash because the surface is slippery, you seem to have a bit more of a laugh and a joke. Whereas on tarmac, if you have a crash, sometimes guys can get a bit animated.
Is that because it's more serious? The guys on the tarmac are spending more money and then that leads into being serious? Or?
I think it's perhaps that. It's perhaps the speed's a bit faster on tarmac, and sometimes we're a bit more in control on tarmac. So if we put somebody away, then we're thinking, oh, that was deliberate or whatever. Like you say earlier, that was stock car racing, and they're allowed to stick people on the fence if they want.
To a certain extent. We won't go too far down that, but talking about going in the fence, it does lead, we won't go into the whys, the what fors, but you actually did have a really quite nasty crash in June of last year. We won't go into how it came about or the injury that you had, but it could have put you out for longer than it did. And really, when you did come back, how did that affect you mentally, that you had actually had a crash where you did receive a significant injury?
I was really fortunate it happened at Smoothbath, and I was fortunate that the staff and the St John's people there was really good, got into the hospital quick, and I was fortunate that I had a circle of friends round about me which kept me in good spirits. But although the injury was very painful, the biggest thing that happened was when I was in the hospital and the surgeon said that I had a fracture in the bottom of my foot and I would be missing racing for 3 months.
Yeah.
So mentally it really struck a blow then, and the first thought was I'm going to lose my silver roof.
Yeah.
So I had to get back racing as soon as I could to try and not show any signs of weakness to my other competitors, so we decided to come out racing next week at Knockdown.
Did you think, because none of us expected you, because we heard the injury that you had, I mean I was there, I was calling the race at the time you went in, and there has been a few in my presenting the commentary career where you get the, oh, and that was one of them, it really was. But do you think you came back just a little too soon or not?
I think now, because I've obviously won the national points and won by a big margin, I come back too soon because I've still got a lot of after effect from it.
That was going to be the next question, yeah.
But if I hadn't come back as soon, I would have given my competitors some hunger and desire, and I would all say I'm no interest in going for that. Once you get a snippet of a
They do, yeah, that's right.
You grab it by both hands, and the guys that I'm racing against are so quick that I can't afford to give them any kind of advantage. I've got to really be on the attack all the time.
Which leads us to the presentation itself, but before we get to that, what is the future for you in 2014? Obviously we talked about the world, you've won the national points now for the 8th time, are you going to be going for it for the 9th?
I think it was the 9th time, so that's...
Was it? Oh yeah, I'll throw my anorak in the bin. Yeah.
So we're running out of fingers for counting, but I think we're going for 10.
Go for 10, yeah.
So there's nothing else to do on a Saturday or Sunday night, is there? So as well waste the stock.
Well, this is very true, this is very true. So what we'll do, we will now stand up and we will bring Paul Brown from Brisca Formula 2 and also the girls onto the stage to present you officially with the National Points Trophy. So here we go, this is what Gordon has won for the 10th time. Well no, 9th time, it's going to be the 10th time. See, don't rely on me for stats, that's for sure. So here we are then, for the 9th time, got it right for the 3rd time. National Points Champion. And as we said on the profile on the website for the live action arena, Gordon is not everyone's favourite driver, he would be the first to admit that. Others, he is their absolute favourite driver, but one thing about Gordon Moodie is that he is universally respected, and that is the main thing in any Ford motorsport. So now we're doing the Brisca Partners draw, or Gordon will do it, because the Brisca Partners, we'll just let Paul explain, Paul Brown from Brisca Formula 2, what the Brisca Partners is all about.
It involves all the companies that are here that have an advert in the rule book, on the fixture list, and help to Formula 2 to fund these sort of things, adventures at the NEC. There's plenty of opportunities for other companies who are fairly involved, doesn't cost a lot, and you do get a lot back. And as part of that package, you also go into the draw for the named National Points sponsor, taking out the hat as Novice of the Year sponsor.
Of course, we presented the Novice of the Year trophy yesterday. That is down there on number 3, Liam Rennie's car. So both the Novice of the Year and the National Points went to Scotland. So we will see who gets drawn out then. So National Points Championship draw to see who will be the named sponsor of the 2014 Brisca Formula 2 Stock Cars National Points. It's number 13 that has been drawn. So Ed Creations, the little mini stock car. So Ed Creations will be the sponsors of the National Points Championship for 2014. And the Novice of the Year named sponsor will be Redline Racing Parts or Racing Engines. They've got the stall over there towards the halls 9 and 10. So there we are. With the Novice of the Year will be sponsored by Redline Racing Parts, and Ed Creations will be the sponsors of the National Points Championship. So there we are, we thank Paul, we thank Gordon Moodie. Once again, let's hear it from one of the icons of Brisca Formula 2 Stock Cars,